Oh, it hurts. Can we stop?
And we are back for another episode of Dead Last Cycling. This week's race is a bit different because we're doing a time trial, my first ever time trial. Now, I'm racing this on a rusty old Zwift TT bike and I don't have disc wheels, so I'm not expecting the best finishing position, but really, a time trial like this is about you versus you. How far and how deep can you push yourself?
I've not reconned this. I figure by the looks of it, we ease into it on this little rolly downhill drag and then gradually try to squeeze on the pedals. I've got a FTP test in just over a month, so I'm kind of viewing this as practice.
At times, I can be borderline toxic when it comes to competitiveness, so one of the big challenges in this race was going to be staying disciplined, but I quickly had someone breathing down my neck.
My man Koffler is on my ass. Just got to try to ignore everyone. Just race my race. Squeeze a little on these uphills. That's fine. That's fine, you could go, mate.
It was important I didn't try to race anyone too much, especially not this early, as I'd risk blowing up well before the finish.
Just got to ignore this guy, act like he's not there.
That was going to be easier said than done, but I needed to focus on my own race.
I'm going to try to hold above 250 for the first third.
My pacing plan for this was to try to keep things above 250 for the first part, then push hard on the steep kickers and try to ramp things up in the final few kilometres with a kick for home in the last K.
Alright, first proper little climb here. Let's try to squeeze here. Got to squeeze this, a little bit more effort here.
So far, things were going roughly to plan. I'd probably gone off a bit harder than I might have as a consequence of finding it hard to completely ignore the riders around me, but things were at least in the ballpark of where I'd need to be to hang on till the end.
Race of truth here, guys. Me versus me. Good with a tandem, though. Corey Tanaka coming for you, buddy.
I found coming up behind people as a bit of a double-edged sword throughout this effort. On one hand, it spurs you on and gives you a little psychological boost to push harder, but on the other, the legs might prefer if that boost didn't happen.
Leg is fatiguing, especially the left one.
Whether it's bike fit related or just muscular imbalance, my left quad loves to protest at me during these hard efforts. But that is what it is. We all have our own issues to push through.
I'll try to punch you over this first climb here. But my legs are hurting already. It's not good. Not good at all.
I was starting to contemplate whether or not I could actually hold this together for another 10 to 12 minutes, as I'd not expected to be suffering so early.
Not a time trial, guy. I've never done one of these before. But I've got to get better at it, so that's why we're here. If I'm ever going to climb Alpe Du Zwift in under an hour, I've got to get better at sustained power. Here we go. We're going to punch into this.
And that right there is one of the big goals for this next little block of riding. Alpe Du Zwift in under an hour. And for that, I'll need to build some real sustained diesel power.
We're passing people. Ramalho. Nice hat, fella. Northern lights are shining above Scotland. Oh.
For me at least, during these all-out efforts, whatever you can do to distract yourself is good. Whether that's looking at someone else's kit or admiring the sky, it's all little tricks you can play to help the time pass faster.
Come on, Koffler, keep leading me, brother.
I wasn't worried about beating Koffler, but having someone just ahead acting as a beacon can help massively to keep you pushing.
Oh, it hurts. Can we stop? Why do we do this to ourselves? That's horrible.
My legs, especially my left quad, was absolutely screaming at me. But we were past halfway, and the second half, mentally, is like going downhill. But the toxic racer in me was fighting to get out.
Let's get him, Koppler. Let's get him. LeBron's ours, brother. Let's get him. Let's get his ass.
Following which, someone took a detour.
This guy's just go over the grass. It's cheating.
I'm just going to assume that was a glitch on my end. But either way, we were into the thick of it now. The long false flat uphill drag into the finish was about to start, and I need to start pushing the pedals harder and harder if I was going to get the PR I wanted.
I find it helps in these moments. Try to break it down. It's the same with intervals. It's not 3.7 kilometers. Let's get to 3. Let's get a 3.5.
In anything that feels like a long time, whether that's a time trial, a threshold interval, or a big climb, You've got to make it manageable mentally, and breaking things down into chunks, for me at least, makes it way easier.
3.2 to go, 3.1. We're making it. It's just time and pain, guys. It's time and pain. You can all do it. Everyone can do this.
Not that my effort is anything special at all, far from it, but we're all capable of sitting through a sufferfest every once in a while. We've just got to keep signing up.
Magic roundabout time.
The magic roundabout was definitely the highlight of the course, and it signalled that we had about 4 to 5 minutes of agony left.
Joking. Keep going, bro. You got it. Let's give him a thumbs up.
I was starting to seriously struggle, and my legs felt like they might seize up at any moment, but we still had far too long to go for me to kick for home, so I had to just keep battling.
2 kilometers to go. Let's hold it together until 1K, and then we try to push.
I had lots of riders around me, but I was barely able to keep my eyes on the road, let alone use them as morale boosts. I was just staring into the abyss, praying I could hold it together. I didn't have a ton left, but I can usually pull out a decent kick for a minute or two, and that was the plan for the last kilometre.
1
kilometre to go, and in my mind, this was basically a new race, and it was time to really hurt myself.
We're already in pain. Let's get a reward. $500. $400. That's forever. Come on. Oh my God. Oh, it's so hard. Wow. 16th. Did not expect to get 16th. Oh, it's more people finish, way more people finish. Oh my God.
For my first TT, I'm pleased with that. I probably could have been a bit more consistent with my power instead of kicking for home in the final kilometre, but sustained power is a weakness I'm trying to work on. I got new PRs for both 10 and 15 minute power, and we keep building, adding a few watts every couple of weeks. If you got this far with me, I genuinely appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, but either way, I'll be back next week for the start of Zwift's Gravel series.